Hello everybody, it's me Paul. Welcome back to my studio, Warsaw, Poland, to my humble YouTube channel. Guys, I know it's been a while. I took a break because I went to Ukraine to volunteer in the far east of this still very hot and live conflict out there. I'm not gonna tell you much about it, but it was quite an experience, an important one, and I will surely be back to help out Ukrainian people more. But we're not gonna talk about it on this channel. I promise you not to make it a political or social channel whatsoever. And we are back to plugins. And yes, we are back to plugins and generally audio live, because Acustica Audio has just released their REVERB, which is supposed to combine algorithmic and convolution techniques to create some nice immersive spaces. There are not too many reverb plugins coming from Acustica Audio, so I'm really interested in that one. And knowing them, it's also gonna be a really good one. Let's check it out. Of course, if you think this channel is a cool place, if you like my studio and my videos, please consider subscribing somewhere here down in the corner, getting notified, liking this vid, commenting on it down below so that I know what you think about new Acustica Audio Rise. Let's go. Hey, and if you like the plugin, like my reviews and would like to support me a bit, you can always think about giving me super thanks too. Thanks. Super thanks. Okay, so what I did for the purposes of today's session is that I created a short looped arrangement containing drums, bass, two synthesizers and vocals. And I would like to try Rise with electronic music, with one synthesizer, second synthesizer and some vocals, to make this short test both short but let's say some kind of extensive and credible for you guys using this reverb on several sources. And this is how the arrangement goes. I did a quick pre-mix and let's say pre-mastering of this thing.
Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I feel an existential problem? Hugging you is my honesty, feeling desperation to stay creative. Why?
Yeah, nothing too special, but let's say it's musical enough to make it happen in our review. And I'm gonna leave the drums and bass as they are, so more or less dry, let's say. And I'm gonna focus on this synth arpeggio, let's say, kind of. I did some delay here, but it still feels kind of dry. Yeah, so what I did is that I already engaged some rise, and this is how it looks. It's got EQ here, and by default this EQ is cut in the low-end department, which is cool because I usually, or even always do it, that I cut the lows from the reverb. That's what you mainly do to keep your mix clean. And there are holes, 10 of them. Deep holes, soft holes, ambiances, chambers, bright rooms, deep rooms, tile rooms, short plates and reverse plates. So you got exactly 100 different convolutions to choose from, and there's this algorithmic layer. So I can go with some pre-delay, I can choose the size of it, I can make it a bit more stereo active, I can put it into dark mode, which is not only for faders but for the tone. There's a spectral shaper, so it's like Soothe 2, it's de-resonating the reverb, it's attenuating some frequencies in real time, and there's wet signal and there's also dry signal here, and there's something called selectivity for the spectral shaper. And I already tweaked something, and this is what I got for this first synth. Yeah, let's try to tweak this. Maybe let's, for now, let's send more of wet and let's tweak this. Very nice. very organic. I'm wondering whether this is a real sampled, recorded room response, or this is an algorithmic thing just sampled by Acustica audio as a convolution. I have no idea, but I know it sounds good. And actually every of these, we can even make a short run, and then we're gonna get back to the spotlight echo. There's this metallic ringing kind of in this one, for example, and so on and so on. And they are all very characterful, I would describe them this way, and they vary a lot from one to another. Like, seriously, they are very, very different. They are resonating more, not resonating at all. They have significant early reflections, no reflections. They are long, short. They do differ a lot, actually. I want to make it medium. Let's say I want to make it like medium long and very lush. I want to make this track work in a very spacious way. Let's say this is what I'm looking for with this synthesizer. And it's rather long than short, but I like this length. And this one, let's move to the next one. And this one, I would set it like really long because there are very few notes being played, and I want to make it actually bright and long. So I set it up the way that it's like this. And you can hear it now, maybe it wasn't so obvious in the previous synth layer, that it fluctuates, it actually decays, it's being bounced off some virtual walls a lot, and it does have character. Yeah, this one looks good for me, and like this, and the size will go here. Yeah, that's it. And now the most real-life usage of this reverb, let's say, so it's gonna go for vocals. And I looked for something, as you can see, rather short, so it simply fits the vocals. It gives the vocals some space, not too much, because I send it at the level of -18, and this is what I got.
Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I feel an existential problem? Why?
Yeah, it's generally very short, and it's from this tiled room group, yes.
Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I feel an existential problem? Hugging you is my anesthetic.
Also, it sounds like all the algorithms that are here, all the convolutions, plus this algorithmic tweaks, they all sound very specific. This reverb, if you ask me, I would not make it my go-to. My go-to would be probably still is 480L by Lexicon, which I got in a beautiful virtual from Universal Audio, plus Cinematic Rooms by Liquid Sonics. This has no potential to be my go-to, but it's got some other potential for creating some very specific, engaging, I would call them engaging spaces that doesn't sound obvious, but yes, they do sound immersive. That's how I would call this reverb. What if I tweak a bit of stereo here?
Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I feel an existential problem? Hugging you is my anesthetic, feeling desperation to...
Yeah, that's it. So I showed you 3 examples of how I can imagine using this reverb in a track, in an electronic track. And frankly, I really do believe that this can be your secret sauce, your secret tool for creating spaces in electronic music. It's not for acoustic music. It's too specific. It's too characterful. That's what I hear. That's what I believe. But I do believe that these reverbs really changed the character of this short loop. So now we're gonna listen to dry and wet to compare whether Rise improved the tone of the whole thing.
Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I feel an existential problem? Hugging you is my anesthetic, feeling desperation to stay creative. Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I feel an existential problem? Hugging you is my anesthetic, feeling desperation to stay creative.
Yeah, that's it. Probably there's a little bit too much of this reverb and maybe it's a bit too bright on vocals. Anyway, I really do like it. It's engaging. I would call it simply engaging, guys. It's relatively simple. There are not too many tweaks to be made. The spaces sampled by Acustica audio. I'm actually interested whether these are real rooms or some algorithms sampled again, or maybe some of them are real life rooms and some others are sampled algorithms. I don't know. What I know is that they sound very characterful, very specific. They are very memorable, and they can do a lot of good for your music. Guys, I think that's it. And let's sum the things up. Well, Rise is surely untypical. All the spaces out there, I don't know, as I said, whether they are real organic rooms or some algorithms transformed, but they sound really, really very specific, very authorial, and indeed very good as everything from Acustica audio. So if you're looking for some specific tone you'd like to give to your music, I suppose it actually is going to work best with electronic music. You should look into Rise because it looks like a hidden gem of some kind in a reverb world. That's not gonna be my go-to, my main reverb, no way, but for some specific places and spaces, yes, all the way. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked it, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.